Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of a slew of accessories. Right here we have the Insta360 X5. I'm so excited to open this up, guys. This is their 8K, 360 cam. If you do not have a 360 camera, I would highly recommend it. I do have a few GoPros that I rarely use, for the simple fact that if you're filming something over here and something happens over there, you'd be like, you're trying to get the camera over there and you already missed it. With the 360 cameras, I can film over here happily. If something happens over there, it's like, oh, when I get back in editing, I can actually turn the camera to a different viewpoint. So I'm thinking want to film over here and something great happened over there, I can just turn the camera and see that. So let's get into the unboxing of what I purchased. Now here they have, this is just the camera only. They do have some that have the accessories that come with it. I chose not to get that because already, like I said, already had the X1, 2, 3, 4. So I have all the accessories for the most part, but I went on a splurge and I just got all new stuff. And as I'm opening, I'll tell you why I got the new stuff. Okay, let's get right into it. Hopefully I got the good knife. 50-50 chance. And it worked. Kind of, sort of. I wonder how they do that on camera. Where do they do the paper? Do they toss it to the side, or do you got something there with it, with them? Or do they do just like I did, just kind of toss it on the floor? All right, I'm having a moment here. They got the Apple thing happening. You know how Apple is. The box is so tightly knit. And look what we have here. This is what comes in the box. Got that new car smell. Yeah, I cracked myself up too. All right, so inside, of course, this is our accessory kit. Tell you everything that comes with that. And here is, new car smell. And here is the X5 itself. Got a little girth to it, feel a little weight to it. Here we are. Set that aside. All right, what comes in the box? Again, only got just the camera only. Didn't really get the essentials because, as you saw in the intro, I have a bunch of accessories. All right, so this looks like to be the manual. That's in some kid protective thing. Okay, just know that this is the manual. There you go, see through that. And this will be the carrying case that we have here, which is nice to put it in. Because you really don't, with the camera, once the protective cover is off, you really don't want to be laying this down. So to be able to, put it in the case like this to cover the lenses is great to have. Now, this is great to have. However, honestly, I have no idea how often you would use this type of case. For a simple fact, you will have to take a loose, disassemble everything, get it out, and then reassemble everything. I have something else that I purchased that does the same thing, and if you need to record something right off the bat, bam, you're ready. All right, this also comes with more child protective covering. Guess I'm the kid here. All right, so this is the charging cable that you can use, USB-C, and you can use that to transfer data as well. So I'll put this back in the box there. And this, very important, again with the child protective stuff. This is a microfiber cloth so you can clean the lenses. That's if you don't have anything that you're going to put on to protect the lenses. I would highly recommend that. Ask me how I know. Some things you learn the hard way. All right, moving on to the next one. And next up we have our invisible selfie stick by Insta360. Now, most of these are universal. They will fit with each one. However, I purchased this again only because something that can be done with this particular device. Never mind. All right, what comes in the pack? Of course, directions. Always get directions. And inside the phone case, we have a nice Insta360 emblem there. And here we have the selfie stick. Now, this extends out, and you can use this to put your camera on. Keep it here. Has our quarter bit on the bottom, as they all do. This screws inside like so. And here is where you can carry, how you would carry the camera and insert it on. So you can have it extended out or down. There are a few modes inside the camera that you can have. And what's great about the camera is once you're in post or editing, the camera erases the selfie stick, so it just looks like you're, someone's following you around videoing you. It isn't that great. Everybody wants to be a star, right? So let's get to the next item. Next, what we have here will be the base of the selfie stick, right? And this particular item, it's very unique, and as such, it has a very specific function, right, that we have. So inside the box here, we have another selfie stick, but this also, has a tripod at the end. But this particular one is used for, you could use it as an extension. This is just a rubber cover. It's over here. And you can screw this inside. It has a quarter bit there. You screw this inside. Sorry, I'm not all that super technical. And when I'm watching videos and they've given me these super technical terms, I'm like, yeah, okay, who cares, right? Moving right along. But screws inside there, you can actually use it that way. But here's the beauty of it. This is not what this is for. This is what this is used for 99% of the time. It's called their bullet time handle, right? So you stretch this out, or it can be all the way out, short, small, however the case. Let's do a little thing here. And what you would do is you would stand and you will swing this around your head several times, and you will get an immersed view of where you are with you in the center. This creates an amazing shot that you cannot get with a GoPro or any other camera. Very, very, very good thing to have. You can check on my channel. I have probably a playlist there with some bullet time where I was at different locations. It's just amazing, and that's what this is for. I had one before with when I first got the X1. Since then, they have come out with, they give you a cord to use, and you attach your camera onto here as such, and then you swing this around your head. Every time I've done that, I've been so nervous that this cord is going to break, and there goes $600 flying off into the wind or wherever. Now, I also want to show you some other selfie sticks. Here's another Insta360 selfie stick. They both get about, I guess, 3 meters away. And you also definitely need to have the 9 meter, well, this is 10 feet. Sorry, I'm in the US. It is an extremely long selfie stick, and I recommend this because this gives you the drone shot where you can take it, so far up, and it gives a very good view of everything around. So that will wrap it up for these selfie sticks. And next we have the FOMO. Oh my God, I couldn't wait to get my hands on this because I have all the other selfie sticks, and what you will see about this one, it is completely revolutionized what you will use and how you use your selfie stick. And let's get right into it. Let's see what we have inside. Oh, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Cover, stand, and of course, manuals. I'm gonna set these to the side. And I forgot my knife. Oh, great, this opens up very easily. All right, it seems like I'm gonna have a gazillion of these, because it seems like every little package I get come with one of these covers. And inside the cover we have the feet. This would be the remote. Yes, a remote. That way when it's stretched out, especially if you're on the 10 feet one, and you have the camera up there and you didn't start it, or you're unsure if it started, trust the remote, press the button, you know it's going. And here's one of the covers, right? Let's finish taking the items out. All right, so here's one of the covers. What this does, I like this. This is, I like to tease, this is the baby bib kind of thing. You know how you have the baby, you have the pacifier, and you have this clamped onto you, so if this, falls, it doesn't hit the ground. Well, this is good, so if it, if you have it locked on you, like you can't adjust it, if it, falls again, this does not hit the ground, you lose it, stuff like that. So really quick, when you take this, you just squeeze it together, and this fits over your lenses, right? That way you can do like I'm doing, setting it down on the table and not have to worry about it scratching up the lens. Very, very, very good to have. Again, ask me how I know. All right. Also inside the bag, we have, this is the clip for the remote, slides in, right? So you can see, this is the rubber band that goes around the item. So you can see that this will go around your selfie stick. That way you can have a remote on whichever selfie stick device that you're going to use with this. Here's a larger one, so this is the smaller one when it's, and this is the larger one. So if you're going to have it on, say, the 360 one that has a very thick handle, this will help you out there. And of course, a charging cable. Now these are L-shaped, so they will fit in the side and in the side of this device. That way, get this out, going to the side, which would be power here. This lifts up. There is a button in there, a USB-C, plugs in. Then you have the other flat cable, right? And it will trickle down to the side of this, and this powers your device, right? Okay, let's get to the good part. The good part. Here we are. Get this out of the way. You didn't see that. We'll edit that out in post. All right, also your remote, you can see has a USB-C insert there. You can also slide down, so it is readily right there on the device. So multiple applications for this. Now, as you can see, it has a charge indicator down there. Of course, it's power, and once it's fully charged, you'll be able to see. Here is USB-C connector where the flat cable will connect. Again, all of this will be removed. It's another invisible selfie stick. And this, get this screwed in. This does have some weight to it. And why that's important is because the longer you hold it, I guess it would have been easier to just turn a little ball there. That way you can get everything lined up. And now that's screwed on. So screwed on tight. So when you have this, and you're holding it in your hand, depending on how far you have the selfie stick out, this becomes, weight balance. And going over longer times, you're constantly, moving because it is, has that weight to it. Even though it's lightweight, it's kind of, think of twirling your arms like they did in school. After a while, your arms and shoulders are burning. Same thing here. So the beauty of this, right, is once you have your charging cable plugged into, why don't I just show you? You got it here, why not? Unprepared grasshopper. All right, fits in there. I love the little Velcro. It's that kind of day. Velcro. So you can keep the cables intact, as right now it's looking a little ragged. I'm fighting and I win. All right, so you can plug it in, and as you can see, as soon as I plug it in, it's automatically charging the device. Now, why is that big? Very, very important. So if you're out you're doing long tapings, which you will see, it's going to happen. You're going to be out taping, and it's going to be the right time, right when you're getting the perfect shot or everything is coming together, beep, your battery dies on you. It's going to happen, never fails, unless you get something like this. They did have another brand that's constantly a long stick that worked. I'll tell you why this is better. Not so you can buy it. Again, they're not paying me to do this. I'm just giving you heads up. So this is a lot better, and we'll continue to, and you'll see why. Right, so the other beauty of this is it's going to, like I said, it's going to extend your actual video, your recording time, right? This does have a quarter turn at the end, so you can put this on one of the several selfie sticks that you have. And if you have the remote, you can actually have this up and get some serious time. So if you're doing, I haven't done, I'm not really a fan of the hyperlapse, because it has to be sitting there for forever, it seems like. And with this and the battery power that it gives you, you can leave it there substantially for a good bit of time. All right. For real. So the other major big plus of why this is great is because of what you can do with it. Now, you're wondering why you would get so much cable for this when it's just, this short little distance. But what this can do is when you're done, they push the button here. When you're done, you push the button, it releases the latch. We're going to take this cable out. We don't need it, we know what it's for. And this folds down to the side. Let's get this out of the way. Folds down to the side just like this. I do not know who came up with this over at Insta360, but 361, sorry, I've had so many of them. At Insta360, the X5, I do not know who came up with this, but this is my plea to get them a raise. This is brilliant. And why is this brilliant, you say? Because now you can take this and put this in your pocket. You can use a cover, a quick cover to cover this, your lenses, and put this in your pocket and walk around and go about your day. The other selfie stick, if you had the long power one, if you're have that, trust me, I tried putting it in my pocket and walking around with it dangling or popping, flopping around isn't the best. And so when I saw this and that it folds down, you just don't wait. You guys, when you see it and you have it, or if you don't have one, you're over there like, oh my God, it folds. Yeah, it folds. It folds down. Oh my God. All right. So there we are. We're gonna move on to our next item, and I tell you, this is a godsend. If you're going to splurge on a extra device, this will be the first one I would say get, because with this you can save on the actual extra batteries that you would normally purchase with a device like that. More on that. You have the FOMO selfie stick that will give you some extended battery life. And here we'll start here. This is Insta360. Let's get this. I want to show you a comparison. All right, the battery types while we're here. All right, this is their normal. This is a new larger battery. I should have got my old one, have them as a comparison. But this is a larger battery. Of course, that gives you more recording time, which again is what you're going to need. But this one they came out with, it gives you, it's kind of like an extended battery time. And I'll put this graphic up to tell you exactly how much more hours you're going to get. And the unboxing, it's all over here, as you can see. Right, I don't think I've ever opened anything that didn't have, you know, DRMS. Gotta go on the blooper reel. The directions here again, and here is the battery. Okay, well, with this plastic stuff, I like to see them and choke them out. Okay, sorry about that. Battery goes in a nice case like this. Now the cases are unique. They're all the same, and what I mean by that, they come where you can store your batteries, and then you can also store SD cards for your camera. Let's get this out. Now I like the fact, as you can see, the two difference, but the variation. I like the fact of what they did, so you can easily know which one is your extended life battery as opposed to the normal battery. All of the normal batteries, even going back to the X1, are surrounded by the blue rubber, but the extended one, as you can see, is orange. So if it's dark or late, you know you're rushing, you can see this automatically, and it fits in the same way. Goes in. Once it snaps, you snap it in so you do not see any orange from there. Now with that, I do have what I learned is, yeah, these are very good batteries. Okay, also, now you don't have to do this, is just my little thing. What I do, as you can see, you can never have enough batteries. Right, so these are some, yes, I threw that on the floor. You didn't see that. We'll blur that out later. All right, here we go. These are, I would say generic, but these are, I guess you can use that for lack of a better word at this present time, batteries for your device. Now on all of mine, I've had, you know, I should say off-market or aftermarket brands not from Insta360, and I will say that that's probably the main reason why I had to buy the X5, and here's why. Right, these look the same, fit in there the same, they all have the same, you know, fitting. Even when you close, you make sure that there isn't any orange showing. However, I did this on my last one, right? Took my aftermarket battery, and we were in, where were we? We were in, was it Thailand? Anyway, there was a baby shark that was in the water, and we were all excited to, you know, I was like, oh man, it's a shark. You know, hit the button, you know, got the camera turned on, heard the and I knew it was recording, saw the red light, and I slammed that thing in the water. Yeah, that was the last time that turned on, and that was maybe the second or third day on the trip, and we were there, and that trip we were gone 13 days. About 13 to 15 days. I think it was 15 days, yeah, because we were gone half of June. Left at the middle of June, came back at the end of June. So I did not have my camera for most of that trip, all because, and I would say that was definitely my fault, I didn't pay attention. Now, here is why I get these. I get these batteries if just for normal daily use or non-water sport use. I can switch out batteries easily enough and have them. And the reason I have batteries, and you're saying, Darnell, you just bought the FOMO with all that, battery power. Yeah, that gets heavy. And as you can see when you're filming, this and that, the girth gets heavy over time. So what I will have are these batteries, which I can easily switch out just for everyday, use, non-water sports. Let's be clear, non-water activities. I will have these batteries for. Now, I'm glad that these are, because I should show you the other ones. They look, the other aftermarket batteries look similar to this with the, have the writing on there. So if you're not paying attention, you can throw an aftermarket battery in there. And here's my thing with that. These may have a perfect seal and not get inside, but after losing the first one, don't trust it. So I just use it for everyday use. I can pop a battery in. And as I mentioned earlier, you need batteries. You don't need 4. I usually have 4 or 5. That way, because as you will see in recording, batteries will be draining quickly, especially if you're not with this one. You can do 8K, so the battery is going to be draining quickly. So if you have other batteries, you can pop them out, slap one back in, and get the recording back going. So it's a good thing to have several batteries while you're out doing that. Here's a good thing. Even though you can charge your batteries with them inside the camera, the 360 camera, it is also a very good idea to get a fast charger. And I happen to have one here from SYMIK. I refuse to try to answer that because SYMIK could be, let's see, Simic, could be that, or it could be James. I don't know. People have crazy enunciations of their name or company product. All right. Of course, here we are. More directions. That says must read. It's like must read. And of course, instructions. So what do we have in the box? We have lanyards. All right. Now I have several cases, and what I've come to learn with the cases, yes, just disregard me throwing that on the floor. You know the drill. All right. What I learned with the cases, it's hard to, without flipping them open and then having the indicators, you gotta check, okay, which one is this, the one for the back or the one for the front? Which one is charged? You're not really knowing. But here, let's take these and you put them in. This indicator is telling you which one is charging and at what percentage they're charging. Cool, huh? Now you know which one is charging at what percentage at all times. So that is a good thing. Has USB-C charging for a fast charge. So the thing what I love about this is once you can get the case charged. I also have a battery pack that I carry with me. So if I'm out and I'm going to be gone for long days, like when we went to Petra, we were gone all day and where I was going through batteries. And so whenever I have my case, I have my charger, so I can charge 2 batteries off of my battery pack, and while I'm doing the last bit of recording with the last one. By the time I finish, I have 2 batteries ready to go, so I can keep alternating that until my battery pack dies out or we're done. So I will advocate getting a case. It doesn't have to be one with the display on there. I'm just saying, makes it easier, and you will see why. As my favorite TV show used to say, you know, just do it, you know, you'll thank me later. All right, let's get this open. I'm excited. I didn't know what's in this box. As you can see, it's just bland. And oh, okay, cool, excellent. Something you also may need, this is a SD card and a micro SD card. So you can take these directly out, either plug them into your computer, USB-C again, or in my case, I can do my phone. It also has a USB, normal USB connector, depending on your laptop or the PC or device you're plugging it into. And this will be helpful out in the field when you're needing to transfer files back and forth from either the camera or the SD cards when you take out. Okay, here we have some SD cards. Now I have a plethora of these. I purchased some 256 gigabytes only because this camera does 8K and it's going to take up a lot more room than the other ones that previously only does 4K, just half the size of that. I also grabbed a couple more 128 gigabit SD cards. So if I'm out and I have quick things to do, I will put them on the smaller card. But if I know I'm going to be doing long shots with 8K and I know it's going to be sucking down a lot of room, I would throw them on the larger ones. Now, I would advocate, me personally, I do a lot of recording, whether it be quick, long, short, and I do a lot of switching of the cards, you know, pulling data off. I have roughly probably about 10 different ones that I take with me. That way, depending on the day, I have my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday card, so I know what day it was done on what, and when you're editing, that helps a lot. All right, for SD cards, and I have a lot of these. I like the little case they come with, and the card. Remember, this would be your SD card. This micro SD will slide into a slot there, and here's the micro SD card. And really quick, let's show you how this will work. Again, blooper reel. I think my blooper reel is going to be longer than the actual taping. Yeah, see, blooper reel. All right, so on the SD card, it has a top slot. So if your card reader only does SD, this slides into the top all the way in as such, and this is rather difficult. It should not, it should slide in rather easy, but this is being a little difficult. I'm not going to force it because I have other cases that I can use, but just as easy as it slides out, it should slide in. Now on the camera, let's see if we get that. There is an SD slot, is right there. Words facing you. As you can see, that there. And you will push it down till you hear the click in there. And the same taking it out. Push down, it clicks, and you take it out. Here we are. And up with the next product. This is a memory card case, and memory being your SD cards. These, oh my God. When I say this is another take the time, spend the money, you'll see why. So we get this open really quick. All right, this is a hard case shell, right? Again, comes with a lanyard. You know, I'm in love with these lanyards. Like devices to have lanyards so you can't drop them in the water if you're on a boat. Hand hits the thing, guardrail, and you don't see your, I'm not saying that happened, just saying. All right, so the beautiful thing about this is this holds 16 of these, so you can take your SD card and put it like that. Close the case, snap. This is waterproof. Have your lanyard. Keep them all safe. I love that. I also have one for if it's not a big trip. I have one that carries 8 around. So like I said, I do have a bunch of SD cards. I switch them out regularly, you know, during the day. And now, you know, you can have them labeled, you know, how you're going to have them. Very good purchase. All right, next up, we have our Insta360 X5 lens protector. Now, it says 4, but according when I was looking at the instructions on the box and all that on the website, it says it will work for the 5 too. And we will test that theory. All right, what do we have inside? Nice suede covering. Or is this just foam? Whatever it is not coming out. Jesus. All right, here we go. All right, so here we have it. And what this is a quick case for camera. You can close that over the lid, and this is actually flipped around. It has felt in there, so this goes like that. So now I can put this in my pocket. You don't have to worry about any lenses or my screen getting any kind of scratches or anything like that. And this is very quick. You can pop this out. I'm ready to go. The beautiful thing about this, what you will notice, is that the bottom is still open, which means this can be on your selfie stick or your bullet time stick, whatever you want to do, and you can protect your lens cover. And when you're ready, pop it off, hit the button, and you're ready to go. Very good. Hiccups, I tell you. It's very, very good device to have. Another way to protect your lens or lenses is to get, this is one type of lens cover that you can get. And what this does, exactly what the packet says, covers the lenses. All right, so in the box, of course, you get directions, as always. And here we have 2 alcohol pads, so you can clean the lenses before we actually put the cover on, because you hate to lock the cover on and you have a speck or something on the lens that will reflect, blah, 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 that will reflect light and mess up the shot. Okay. So you get 2 because these are 360 lenses. And on the X5, they made these very nice. And what I mean by that is they have grooves in here where these grooves fit on and turn and lock, which is a very, very, very nice feature to have, because trust me, when I have my other ones trying to get them on straight was a bear. Next up, we have the Insta360 Mic Air. And this is what this is just a remote microphone. So if you're you have the camera 3 miles up in the air, and having a microphone attached to you makes for easier, sound where you can be heard. Of course, directions, always as always. And it comes in a nice little carrying case, again with a lanyard. Remember I mentioned, trying to juggle a bunch of things. This is one of those items that comes in the case. We open the case there with this. Here is our charging device for the microphone. Regular USB. Sadly, it's not USB-C. And as you see, it has 2 sides. This goes over the microphone just to muff the wind noise. And this is our lanyard that we can wear with the microphone. It's magnetized, so it will stick to the magnet as you wear it around your neck. And here on the other side, what we have is a clip. So if you want to clip the microphone to you, that is magnetized as well. And here is the device itself, nice and small. You have your power button and your start and stop recording right there. And as I said, these are magnetized, so as you can see, it will, and they're strong. Stick to that. If you're going in here, this fits in like that, and this way you can turn it on and off, and this muffles the sound of the microphone or the wind noise that will enter the microphone there. This is a very good mic. I do highly recommend getting this for those shots when you have the selfie stick so far away you can talk normal. This is a very good mic, and it picks up all the surrounding sounds there. Very, very good. And here, another great item to have here is a dive case. Now, my one from Insta360, I guess they're on back order, it's still slated to be here. It might make my trip that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm unsure, but I did see this, and I got this as well, just in case if it doesn't make it here by the time my trip gets here. I will say that spending the $99 or $100 for a dive case, if you're going anywhere by water, it's a must-have, must-get, must-need. Imagine, just spending the $99 for the case, pardon me. I have a knife here, again. First time doing this. Come prepared. Either that or have a crew that can, slide me a knife. So yes, the reason I had to get a 5 is because on my last trip to Thailand on the 4, and I was saying, oh, I should get a dive case, and I did not, and I regret that. But I'm happy that I get the 5 now because it does 8K. All right, first comes with instruction manuals. That looks like that one's in Mandarin. And of course, this is case. $10 million alcohol swabs to make sure that the case and the lenses are clean. And let's put that on top. Get these out. Alright, this particular one looks like a baby submarine. And when I say this thing is huge, this thing is huge. Yes, I can't wait to get the Insta360 one so I can actually put that in here, you know, have the comparison to try the two. But this is, you know, really simple. You know, it has the start and stop buttons or start and mode buttons on the side here. Easy clips to open the case. Let's take the wrapper off here. Yes, I've been throwing things out on the floor. I'm saying there's on the floor, but I should be honest with you, there's a trash can down here. I'm not that bad, all right? All right, so we're going to open the case here. There we go. This and your camera fits inside as such. And close and lock all of them in place. Now, even though the camera is already waterproof, this being submersive, you can go further underwater. I'll list that up in the top of the meters that you can go down. And as you can see on the sides, it fits perfectly in there where the lenses are protruding out, which is what you want. So it will get your 360 part and it will cut out everything that's in the scene. I highly recommend, especially if you're going in the water, it's going to be deep water and you're unsure, especially if you're going to the Dead Sea, because I had water just splash up on my phone, didn't get in it, it was droplets and it killed my phone. So this, you know, can be very helpful, especially if you're going to the Dead Sea. Just my little tip there. And here we have, this is the action camera accessory pack. Another must-have if you're, I would say, not an action junkie like me. But, you know, you need all of the accessories to be able to get the perfect shot. I guess there is no such thing as the perfect shot, but to get a great shot. Now, it's coming with the case, as we can see here, but it's also coming with these items. Let's see if we can get the kitty chow protective cover off. My trash can down there. There's a lot of things in here. This bag is rather heavy and locked. See if I have my helper. I can say, "Hey, can you grab my scissors?" Here they are. I was like, "Oh, thank you." And we will do that. All right, let's open the case so you can see all the goodies that are in there. And it still has a new car smell. See, you can see all of the items, but it feels like it's more here. Looking at just the items here. All right, let's go over, get these out. Of course, this is just a big giant alligator clip. I'm gonna move this camera. That you're clipping onto an item. The camera fits in there. Oh, the multi-changing. These are very helpful, depending on if you're doing, you know, set shots or action shots, or if you're dropping the camera under, you know, a bridge or things like that. Here are sticky pads, of course. here is a mini tripod that you get, which is very cool. Of course, has the universal quarter turn and the Allen wrench. It fits in there. There we go. All right, and here are the plethora of accessories that you may use. Let's put those all down. And here is the, and usually I know they've used this for when they're doing it with their car and have it mounted on the plate. I may find a different use for that, but no. And here is, you can see it's spring loaded. And this clamps onto the pole, grip it, and so you can actually have it being held there. All right, this little wristband, Velcro, but this just goes around your wrist as such. And now we can have the camera. You have it right the first time. So like this, and we can have the camera where it's mounted with the brackets that go into here, where you can have the camera. And why you want that is on some rides they will want you to have it. Let's get this out of the way. They will have it where they don't want you, holding a camera. Say like when I go skydiving, you can't hold the camera because you may drop it. But if it's attached to you, they will let that go. And we have a nice tripod. You didn't see that. Anyway, it has a nice little attachment that goes onto that. That will screw into the bottom of the, let me grab that blooper reel. Okay, I'm back. This part fits into here and to all the other spots. And we have this connector. Oh, it's down here. You have several of the screws. Let's just pull that out so you can see. Goes in there and the screws on. And of course, this screws onto the bottom of your camera. So we have that. And all of these connectors go to and with for these devices, where they screw in like that. And what's nice about these, they are universal, so you can take these out and screw them into the other devices that you might be using. And this is why I didn't get I just brought the single camera lens and not in it, anything extra. It's because I knew I was getting this, and it had everything that was already in the essential things. So here is another cover that came in. So I would say I have two that you've seen, but I actually have like 4 of those. All right, here is one of the other wristbands that you can adjust or strap on, and this slides into place and it clicks in, same as this one, slides in and it clicks into place. So if you were, let's say mounting this on your backpack, or for me it would be motorcycle, So I can strap it in and it clicks in. Another reason I got that. Now this is your head strap. You put this on your head as such. Can I do it without? I cannot. You loosen it up, but this fits on your head, and then the camera fits there, so you can have the third person view. You know, it looks like, you know, the camera's always viewing out. Here is another reason why I got this package is because of this device right here. So many places I've gone, I can just stick my camera in. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I need a bigger table, better equipment. You guys deserve better. But it fits on the table, sit there, and I can do my recording or everything like that. I probably should have been using that to do what we're doing now instead of my other camera. But such is life. And here I believe this would be, open up. Yes, this is your chest apparatus. This goes through your arms, and this around your head, and this was strapped to your chest. So instead of having that head view where folks will always see where you're looking, this chest view will give that one dimension on, you know, will be sitting here, and that's the only place it will be looking, wherever your chest is going, as opposed to your head, which you can turn. That. And of course, this is how to go into said items. That's accessory pack. You got a lot of accessories to catch different angles. And there, and where would I be without directions and instructions? I can open this. It went all out. It's in color. I'm like most people are doing that, so you can see all the ways that, you know, the device can be used. Let's do this. Let me show you the accessories. See the head mount. Maybe this will help. You're not looking at it upside down. Now this is going to be in the front or the back. It's the head mount. You can see. And throwing things at you. You can see a motorcycle with the, you know, pads, everything right there on the motorcycle, or you can do it like that. All of which they've thought of a lot of items. We'll edit that out. And lastly, in this monstrosity of packaging with stuff everywhere, trash. The other reason I got that, this is for a clamp. So if I'm out and I can clamp this onto rails, but this just screws down. Once it's there, you take this and it screws down, locks it on the pole, wherever it is, and I can get whatever angle. So it doesn't have to be a pole, it can be a tree branch or whatever. This can actually get around. It's quite big, it's about 2 inches. We can get that around the pole, and then here you have your attachment for the camera. In addition to, you could, since this has a universal return, you could attach another device as such to get that extended out. Say if there's tree branches or something in the way, you can, you know, use that and attach the camera to get that extended out. And there you have it. I believe this is a 20-piece set or 25-piece set. Could be more if you're counting the pads. And I highly recommend it for the accessories. And to me, it's cheaper to buy the accessory kit because you'll get so much more than buying just the accessories that come with this, because you can actually, you have more and be able to do more instead of getting this with all the essentials, which they will add on a couple $100 more when you can. I think this was under $100 and I get more, all for it. And here we have the last item, and what this item is the specialty Best 360 camera bag. Now I have plenty of backpacks, and I've tried using the accessories, because they have where you can have it, something clip on to the rest here, so you can, film yourself going forward and all these things. But what I found is that, yes, this bag is a little pricey, I will say that, but for what you get with it, it's worth it. I figured, because I was trying to do some of the shots that he would do, and so I would either have to carry the selfie stick on there, or kind of hold it or prop it in my belt loop to get it out. Yeah, none of that came out. Okay, so with this, I like this because it's bad, because now you can slide your Insta360, pull in there. You can pull this down, that locks it in place. So now it's steady, and you can extend it out. And as you're walking with your backpack, it gets to be over your head, and you're getting that third person view, which is amazing. I've tried to do this with my several backpacks that I purchased and was unsuccessful. Hence, I was like, okay, time to bite the bullet and get this. But it's nice. So it has, a few side pockets where you can put your battery charger and or batteries on both sides, and it has a little small little loop. Also, I use those for my ink pens when I'm carrying stuff. All right, so inside it is fairly spacious. Let's do it backwards. Right, and it has individual pockets, as you can see. See if I can open them. This is very bad camera angle. I told you I was new at this. You're getting the raw footage of someone trying to figure it out. All right, so it also has pockets on the side here, and of course, mesh up there. Now, things up here, I will put my SD cards, right, so I can, get them readily. It does have a pocket on the bottom as well. It is fairly deep. It doesn't look like it, but once this is opened up, you can see the bottom. This is fairly deep. So all of that, equipment that you'll be carrying, you go fit nicely in there. So we have individual pockets, so you can put the, different the battery chargers, the big giant diving case can go in the pockets. And then of course it has pockets on the side, so you can barely get a bunch of your accessories in there, and you can have it sectioned off. If you have, like me, I have, I can't recall the liters, but very huge backpacks, and the problem with that is they get very heavy. Very, very heavy, carrying a lot of things around. So I opt to separate my tech from just my normal backpack that has my snacks and stuff in it. Now I can carry all my tech in the bag that I want to do all the shooting and traveling with. And there you have it. We'll do a quick summary from what you like, what you didn't like, and we can go from there. All right, so lastly, for other accessories, the main thing that I would suggest, of course, a lot of them are needed, but if you're just starting out, I would say you want to get the essentials: battery, selfie stick, camera lenses, something to protect the lenses. Everything else you can adjust, but those major things I will get. With the X5, the brilliant thing, like all the other models, unlike all the other models, if your camera fell and you crack the lens, the camera is gone. Bad, goodbye, it's nothing you can do. Again, another great thing that the folks over at Insta360 came up with is these lenses on the X5 can be replaced. And I'm not talking about the lens cover, the lens itself. Now here's something amazing about that. What's amazing about that is the cost. They only $30. So it's not charging you $200 to replace a lens, no, $30. So you got your camera on a stand and the wind blows and you see it falling and you can't get to it before it hits the ground. You know, $30 you can replace your lens and be back in business. So I would advocate, if you do have the extra, to get the lens, you know, get you a couple lenses so you'll have just in case that happens, because hey, worst thing, you know, Murphy's Law, worst thing can happen. You're out on a trip, day 2, break the camera, can no more, you know, can no longer film, blah blah blah, can no longer film, no longer can't shoot anymore. So best to have the lenses on day 2, camera falls, and replace the lenses and you're back shooting with that. Other than that, have fun. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the comments. I read and reply to all of my comments. You know why? Because I'm new! I have like what? 2 subscribers, maybe 3. So I can answer all the questions until it. But yeah, like, subscribe, glad to have you here. This is fun. Let me know where you take your camera. I take mine to all of the places that I travel. So let me know where you go. And let me know about any of the amazing, you know, creative trick shots that you've come up with or done or seen and tried and it worked out well. Hey, I'll do that on my next one. I have a few that I saw and I thought were pretty cool. So till the next time, see ya! Now what do I do with those bloopers? I got a whole hour of bloopers, probably longer than it takes. Thanks for checking me out. I have weird, what the f? Till next time, let's be fun out there. Till next time. All right, first on the list, 1,000,000 items. As you saw in the intro, we're going to get through all of them. This is just an unboxing from start over. We're gonna get. We have a. Yeah. Okay, next up we have our invisible selfie stick. Three, 2, 1. And next we have our 360. I know I'm a little tech nerd. Let me bleep that out. I mean, blurp that out. Are these my lips? What the heck is going on?